Hey everyone, this is BestGamerAli and today I'm back with some more Dying Light 2 news. So there is apparently a new article out where Tymon Smektala, the lead game designer, has been interviewed by Ausgamers. Now this was out a few days ago and I did not cover it for a good reason. Reason being that Tymon has already given 3 different interviews where he has pretty much answered the same questions. Because guess what? In every single interview, they have talked about the future DLC, future content, upcoming updates and some more stuff. Now I already have a video talking about all of this stuff and it was from an interview that Tymon did like 2 weeks ago. Which leaves me to this question. What's special about this interview? Well, the person asking the question has changed, that's one thing. No, I'm just kidding. There are a few interesting questions, but the rest questions are pretty much same. So we will look at the questions that are new and will ignore the old ones that has already been answered like 100 times. But if you still want to know about those questions, I will have a link in the description for that video where I give you the detailed explanation about what's coming in the future of Dying Light 2. Now coming back to the article, Ausgamers asked a really interesting question related to the underwater world of Dying Light 2, which obviously felt like a missed opportunity by Techland. So Ausgamers said, on Dying Light 2 and the lack of underwater locals and discovery, even though there are some great swimming and underwater movement system. To which Tymon replied saying that's a very good question. A little bit surprising, but I don't actually think there was a conscious decision to take water off the equation. Like for some reason, maybe it's I read somewhere recently that the creative director of Elden Ring, he loves toxic levels, so that's why there is a toxic level in all of these games. So I don't know what to say that we dislike water, but we have a passing interest in water areas, in water levels, in water gameplay at the studio, and maybe that's a simple reason why it's not featured more. But actually we had some we had some ideas for the levels, that we had some enemies that made sense in the area. We just didn't push it in that direction though. Maybe it's time to push in that direction at this point, because as I said, we are listening to our gamers and we have a gamer, Ausgamers, who really feels like we're lacking in that area. So maybe we'll surprise you in the future. Now if you all remember, during E3 2019 gameplay they showed us a sunken city that can be explored both while it was sunken as well as later when the water gets drained, thus revealing a new kind of zombies that we all thought, due to the name being drowners, were similar to what we have in Witcher 3. But it was a letdown because they literally never talked about it for the next 3 years. So when we got the game, we saw the drowners for the first time and they were just a bunch of exploding crackers. Yeah, they blow up like bombers, but they are fast and are in big numbers. It's kind of annoying. But hey, it was not something anyone of us expected. So I really hope they bring us some new kind of zombie that will be underwater, and every single time we swim, we have this fear of getting pulled down or getting drowned by these zombies. That will be really awesome. Next, Tymon was asked about having Dying Light 2 on multiple platforms and cross-generation support. To which Tymon replied saying, I'm not sure how that works for the other developers, but how we approach it is that we start working with PC as the leading platforms. PC offers you an almost infinite amount of power, so you don't have to think about the optimization at the beginning. You can just create whatever you want. At some point though, you'll have to start thinking about the game releasing on other platforms, so you start simplifying things. I think it speaks to us as an experienced developers, because we have started this process very early, about 2 years before the release of the game. Also, we had time to actually look at what we could compromise and what we needed to simplify, and what shouldn't be compromised in order to maintain the original vision of the original implementation. This gave us a lot of time to make sure the game was optimized on all platforms. This isn't something that's my headache because I am designing gameplay, but because we started early, we had the game running on PS4, Xbox One, we held a preview event last year before the release of the game, and we had the option to play the PS4 version because it was already running well. We spent those extra months before the actual release improving the optimization and making sure the game was using the potential of all platforms. We still feel that there might be a room to improve and the work didn't stop when the game was released. In fact, we're still trying to increase the resolution here and there, frame rate too. So yeah, that was everything Tymon said, and well, he gave us all the information but didn't answer about the cross generation. He didn't really talk about it. And that happens because, you know, you don't really ask them big questions as gamers, because when you do, the answers get mixed and few questions are simply left unanswered. Anyways, in the rest of the interview, they talked about how Techland listens to their community and many of the future updates would be based on the community's feedback. They also talked about how the game engine has been improved, how the experience with making Dying Light 2 has helped them make big and create bigger projects with obviously the huge scopes in future. And I also agree that because from Dead Island, they have come a really long way. They had games before that too, but I'm just focusing on the zombie universe. Also, they did talk about the post-launch support, which we already know. We're getting a new game plus, future update with cosmetic changes, meaning changes with the skins and everything. thing, and some DLCs will purely be gameplay based, meaning there won't be any choices and consequences thing, but it will be a new content focusing on the gameplay elements. And yeah, they are currently working on the first story DLC. Some of the quick information that we already knew was that soon we will be getting an official announcement from the team talking about the future DLC. Now what can be expected hasn't been revealed, but Tymon says that we'll be using a different models here. We also know that the first story DLC takes place before the epilogue, and it can be accessed anytime in the game until the epilogue part. It's also a standalone DLC, and well, Tymon has talked about the following DLC a lot of times since people love that one as well. So we might get a DLC based around a similar map like the following. It's a guess, by the way, considering how much the following DLC has been mentioned in all of the articles. And next, the final important question that talks about the 5-year plan. Now in other articles, he has given more specific answers to these questions, so if you want to listen to that, then the link will be in the description for that video. Definitely watch it if you want to know more about the future of Dying Light 2. Anyways, Tymon here says we announced 5 years because we had a plan for 5 years. As you can imagine, how precise those plans are, how detailed they are, depends on if we are talking about the next year or what will happen in the 5th year. The first 2 years are quite detailed. The first year is basically all planned out at this point. The second year too, but there is still some space. The 5th year is broader, but we have a clear idea of where we want to take the game. We have Dying Light 2 in 2027 envisioned already. Alright guys, so that was everything important I could get from the article. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this information. Remember, a lot of the questions I did not cover was already answered in many of the other articles that Tymon has done before. Like, he's given a lot of interviews where he has answered the similar questions. So there's a video out, as you can see here. The link will be in the description. That has everything covered there. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, stay safe and stay human.